Episode 8 of Happy Face begins with Ben reconsidering the decision he made the night before. He texts the prison guard, Chavez, to forget the whole thing. But it is too late. Chavez approaches an inmate who got in a fight with Keith and hires him for the job. At school, Josh approaches Hazel and tells her the motel thing was just a prank. She rebuffs him, but he then gives her a necklace and she forgives him. However, she later sees him kissing Summer despite him saying he's not dating. Meanwhile, Melissa and Ivy come upon another theory for who killed Heather. They find that Heather is wearing a Letterman jacket in the video of the open mic. They call Jackie, Heather's friend, and ask her to bring their high school yearbook. In it, they realize the jacket could belong to Cody, the owner of the Whiskey River Saloon, whose father Carl ran it back in the day. The team interviews Cody again, and he talks fondly about Heather. But when they show him the video of Heather wearing his Letterman jacket, he freaks out and leaves. We then skip to his house where the police have arrived. Apparently, he was raving like a madman and drove away in his truck, knocking over a woman in the process. Melissa and the others arrive and tell Denise, who was with Patsy, Cody's mother, about their new suspicions. When the police get a trail on Cody, Ivy and her cameraman go in that direction while Melissa stays to speak with Patsy. But even with the police cars behind Cody, he doesn't stop. Patsy tells Melissa that she heard Cody say, "kept the guitar." In prison, the hired inmate approaches Keith when he's in the courtyard. Keith sees this, but then suddenly falls to the ground in pain. He is rushed to the hospital. Meanwhile, Cody is forced to leave his car and run on foot with the cops still in pursuit. They ultimately surround him, and D.A. Calloway asks him if he has anything to say. Cody says his father is a good man. In the EE. Meantime, Melissa goes to the Whiskey River Saloon bar and looks at all the guitars hung on the walls while letting her phone record everything. She ultimately finds the neck of a guitar with an L scratched into it. For Lorelei, the name Heather went by as an artist. That's when Carl comes into the room and picks up his gun. Melissa coaxes the truth out of him. He and Heather loved each other, but she had broken up with him. He followed her and saw her meet Elijah. After Elijah left, he approached Heather and gave her a ride to the open mic in Dallas. She took Cody's jacket from his car. Carl heard her sing the song and realized it's about her affair with him. On the drive back, they talked about how she was leaving for Nashville, which made him angrier. He took them to their regular spot by the river, where the argument escalated. He made advances, and when she rebuffed him, he killed her. At present, Carl says he burnt the guitar but kept the neck as a reminder of his biggest mistake. Cody wanted him to turn himself in, but he wants more time. He then uses the gun to kill himself. After the police have dealt with everything, Melissa gets a call from Shane, who tells him that Keith had a heart attack. It could be the end, but Melissa doesn't want to speak to him. She goes home instead and reunites with Ben. He's about to tell her the truth about Chavez, but then doesn't. When he tries to send Chavez a text, his contact seems to have disappeared. In the morning, Melissa speaks with Hazel about Josh. Despite not knowing the details, she tells Hazel not to blame herself for the bad things boys do. She then gives Hazel her phone back and tells her about Keith's health. When Hazel encourages Melissa to stand up to her father, she goes to the hospital. Jillian comes by as well, and Shane and Melissa break the news about Heather's murder. They tell her that Keith was playing her all along. In school, Hazel drops the necklace Josh gave her into his food during lunchtime and curses at his entire group of friends before leaving. Melissa meets Keith alone and tells him she knows everything. He admits that it was all fabricated. He says he did it for her to become a star. Melissa asks why he tried to kill her as a baby. He starts crying and says he didn't know her back then. He then says when he had a heart attack, he saw all his victims waiting for him on the other side. Melissa tells him that they are all he has now because she is done with him. We then see Melissa on the Dr. Greg show. She says she wants to keep working and announces a new true crime segment of the show. Helmed by her and Ivy, Happy Face episode 8 ends with Ben getting a phone call from Keith, who says he knows Ben tried to have him killed,